Why Liverpool then? Why was this the right move for you to get back into football?
Well, because of that, because it's more than a club. I think that, when Liverpool come calling, it's really hard to resist. And, I've been massive admirers of obviously what they've done in the men's game, but also the women's game as well. I think there's a lot of history there. And yeah, going back to what I said previously, that connection with supporters, I think is unparalleled. There's probably only a few other clubs around the world that have that same kind of connection. And yeah, so that was one real big reason, the fact that it's Liverpool. The other one for me would be Andy, in terms of the move he made for me and the way he made me feel wanted, in a sense of interested to do something a little bit different and really clear on how I want to do things. We had some really good conversations, and I think his experience is quite rare in the women's game. He's had a lot of varied experiences, and he's straight talking, he's very honest, he's very clear. There's good collaboration with everyone here at Fenway Sports Group. The people there are fantastic and made everything really, really smooth in that sense. And the final bit would probably be that opportunity to move this thing forward. And I think that there's some real good early gains that can be made. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time. There's going to be some bumps in the road along the way, of course there are, but our ambition is high, and we know that it takes time to do that in any league, but particularly this one, and that's the exciting part. But yeah, it was that real growth opportunity, I think, to come in and help what we already have.
What about these fantastic facilities here then at the AXA Melwood Training Centre? Was that also a big factor that attracted you here?
Yeah, I was really lucky that we came here last pre-season for a friendly and got to really see it. And again, I mentioned previously that I've been to Melwood, but it was many years ago when the men's first team were here. And yeah, what a facility this is to have for us to be the best versions of ourselves. And everyone here who works here is for the women's team, and I think that's really, really rare in the women's game, because everybody's trying to improve, everyone's trying to get better. What we have here is a fantastic foundation for us to operate and try and earn those gains that we look to do.
You did a fantastic job during your time with Manchester City, and you certainly know Gemma Bonner well from your time at City, and she signed a new contract last week. It's probably great to meet up with Gemma again.
Yeah, great character, Gem. I think, and she's been an incredible servant for Liverpool, and securing her was really, really important for the club to do, and great for me. I'm sure she's been pestered left, right and centre from the girls asking about myself, and it feels a long time ago that we worked together. But yeah, she's great, and I think she gets what we're trying to do, and I think that helps us when you have people in the environment already that kind of are understanding of what we want to try and achieve. I think that's really, really great to have.
And the recruitment drive has started already with 4 new signings in place, plus numerous players committing themselves to this club. That's so important, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the re-signings are really interesting for me, because it shows that players want to be here. The sheer number of those players who have re-signed is really, really positive for me, because I think certainly in a period where there was uncertainty as to who the next coach was going to be, I think it's amazing that players want to commit their futures, their immediate futures to the club. But the recruitment side of the game is so important at any club. And of course, we are ambitious. We give really good opportunities. Lost a couple of players more recently, but those players were given a really good platform here to go and showcase their talents, and then they've been picked up elsewhere, and that's normal. That happens at every club. So exciting.
Speaking of that as well, Gareth, I know obviously we lost a couple of big players in the team, but also in terms of recruitment, as you mentioned, I would imagine you might want to get a few more in before the start of the Barclays Women's Super League season.
Yeah, we have some time. Of course, there's lots of competition out there of players, and it's a lot more busier now, these transfer windows, than probably when I started 4 or 5 seasons ago. Particularly the January window. You look at that window now, and there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of big money being spent. So yeah, of course we want to try and improve and get better, but I think it's recognising what we do have in here already, which is really important, because if you don't know that, then how do you know what you need? And we'll certainly be sensible in the way we operate, and certainly with wanting to bring players to the club. But of course, I think it's a big selling point, a club like Liverpool being interested in a player, and again, trying for us to create that identity that we strive to be and what we want to stand for as a club, I think again is also a really big selling point for any players that want to come.
Fuka Nagano has been a big favourite amongst the fan base here at the club as well. I know you worked with a couple of Fuka's teammates, Japan teammates at Manchester City. How much are you looking forward to working with her after she's committed her future to this club?
Yeah, really pleased, obviously, that we were able to secure her future, a short-term future to the club. I think has been a player that I've always admired, and of course, like you say, worked with a player in that position, and Yui Hasegawa, who was incredibly coachable, very good player, adapted from a more attacking midfield position to a more of a defensive one, and went on to receive so many individual accolades that she really, really deserved. And of course, I see the same with Fuka. I see that opportunity there for someone to grow into that position, and she'll certainly be really important for us, and it was a real key re-signing for us.
In terms of your style of play, I have to say your Manchester City teams were fantastic to watch. You had some great success there. What can the fans expect here at Liverpool then?
Hopefully more of the same. I think the playing style is really important to me. I think it's something that we work on a daily basis, and again, hopefully in time, once we get to a position and where we're starting to see that shaping up with this team, that it also becomes another selling point for recruitment. I think players now want to come to a club not just for the name, but also for how the team play and the style. And I think that's really interesting, and we just do it a different way. It's not to be different to everybody else. It's to play a game and a style that actually we think will win more often than not. And that's nothing against other styles. There's other teams that play different styles and do that really well. And we truly respect those teams. But for us, I think the identity that what we want to try and achieve at Liverpool is really key. And one of the big reasons why I came here was, again, a bit of a blank canvas for me to be able to go, okay, let's learn this, let's experience it, let's get it wrong, because that will happen at times, and there's the bumps in the road that I talk about. But I think that's the exciting part. And unfortunately in life, we only learn a little bit by failure, but the players understand and know that it's on me. I take all of the pressure. We'll never point the finger. We are asking them to play in a specific way, and when it works, they'll massively enjoy it.
The Liverpool fans are renowned for their passion. They have a song for every player. They will definitely get a song going for your good self as well. You can be assured of that. How much are you looking forward to meeting them? As I know you've experienced their passion when you were on the touchline at Anfield last season. Yeah, I'm
really excited about that. I think connection with the supporters is important. I think that what I've noticed, again, that attraction of coming to the club is just how our supporters are, you know, men's and women's. If you're a Liverpool supporter, you're a Liverpool supporter, and I certainly was impressed from the outside looking in. We arrived at Anfield, like you said, and I think it was near on 20,000 that day. The Kop looked pretty full. Support was great. Their away support is very good as well, and we're going to need those guys. And you know, the more we can have that connection with them, where they understand what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go, I think that speaks volumes, and I think it's a really exciting partnership for us to look forward to.
There's a lot of young talent in this squad. Of course, the squad who were a crossbar away from reaching the FA Cup final at Wembley last season in the last minute. So there's certainly some real talent for you to work with here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, and that's great. You know, I spent a lot of years working, albeit in the boys' academy at Manchester City, working with incredible talent, and I love working with young players. Love learning to try and improve them as much as we possibly can. And yeah, it's an exciting time. I think the women's game has changed a hell of a lot. Academies at clubs now are massively improving, and we're starting to see products at young ages ready to play in first teams.
And you're about to embark on a number of pre-season friendlies starting this weekend at Aston Villa. I mean, that will give you a great opportunity to have a look at all of the squad and try one or two different things, won't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's our first game. We're in that early part of the season where pre-season is really important for everyone to be healthy and to to feel good, and you know, the least injuries that we can pick up, the better, and we need to push them into a position where we can try and execute what we need to in the games. But of course, yeah, this is really early. I think certainly with the game on Saturday is great. It's an extension of the training sessions that we'll do, and it's what the players look forward to. You know, you can train as much as you want, but it's the games where everyone gets excited about. And what I would like us to do is just have the game as an extension of our training, where we get ourselves into a position in the training sessions where actually the game becomes easier. It's going to take time. It won't happen this Saturday against Aston Villa, so we're aware of that. But I'm pretty certain that after a while of being here and working in this way, the girls will get used to it, and we'll start to see ourselves in those games.
As you say, a work in progress, but you have a clear vision, Gareth, of what you want and what you need to take this team forward.
Yeah, really clear, really clear. I think it's something that is probably the most authentic thing about myself, is my loyalty to the way I see the game. And again, it's not to be smarter than anybody else. I respect everybody else's vision of the game. I have big influences, obviously. Working where I was working with probably one of the greatest managers on the men's side for many, many years, and seeing that battle develop with Jurgen, and obviously Arna doing fantastically well last season. And yeah, that's the exciting part, just having an opportunity to come to a big juggernaut of a club with fantastic supporters. I'm really excited about the challenges ahead.
Could we also ask you, Gareth, about your backroom staff? I know Amber Whiteley is going to stay on as your assistant, along with Chad, who you've known quite a while at Manchester City. Yeah. We haven't worked together for tremendously long, Chad, but I was very fortunate at City that I was able to see a lot of coaches, you know, from the boys' academy, girls' academy, men's first team, and, you know, a bit of an elder statesman now. I kind of know what a good coach looks like, and, you know, it might not be for everyone, but I was really impressed with Chad. I think he's a top coach. I think he's very aligned in the thinking. That's not to say that we don't challenge ourselves on a daily basis and we question each other, because I think that's really healthy to have as well. So for me, he's a top coach, and he'll do really good things here. For Amber to be here with us is fantastic. Had good conversation with her. She's going to be really, really important for us, because she knows the girls really, really well. They respect her. She's well respected here at the club by myself and everybody else, and I think that it's going to be a really good dynamic for us going forward. Finally, for me, Gareth, do you have a message for the Liverpool FC Women supporters following your appointment?
Yeah, just to say to our wonderful supporters, I'm so delighted to be here representing a fantastic football club. We're going to need your support. Super impressed by what I've seen from the outside looking in about how big that support is for the club as a whole, not just the women's, and looking forward to seeing you this season, supporting the team. We'll do good things together.
Gareth, we wish you all the luck in the world. Welcome to Liverpool FC.
Thank you very much.